warm welcome to today's edition of Money Moves. I am Melissa Enoch. It's Wednesday, September the 10th.
And I am Grace Agbaragu here at the FMDQ Archives in Lagos. I hope you've all had a great day so far.
All right, then let's tee off with your news now in Nigeria. Dangote Cement today closed trading at the Nigerian Exchange with a special closing gong ceremony. The event featured a facts behind the figures presentation highlighting the company's performance, strategy, and the introduction of its new board chairman, Emmanuel Ikazobo. Here's a moment from the ceremonial gong.
And we, the capital market operators, need to hear more from the new chairman and the new board members, what they intend to do to transform this. We believe they are equal to the task. And for us, it's a pride for us to have Dangote, who joined this NGX at the premium board. Whoever that knows the process and procedure of our NGX, there are processes for you to achieve that premium. But from day one, because they are made of all our requirements for them to be listed on the premium board. And like the Aliko has promised us, more of those Dangote companies and that Dangote group are coming here to be listed on this NGX.
When they started this company in 2010, or when they listed this company in 2010, the total volume of production was about 6.5 million tons. Today, the total volume is about 53 million tons across Africa. Also, we are operating in 10 other African countries, and of which about 65% of the total volume is from Nigeria. I want to assure you that this transformation was not by coincidence. It was as a result of the visionary leadership and commitment to excellence of the founder of the company. And he has left behind a legacy which we are all together, including yourselves, shareholders, customers, and everyone, have to ensure that we continue where he has stopped. Because he has built an entity, an African entity, which we are all proud of and which today is seen as a global one.
In Algeria, the Intra-Africa Trade Fair for 2025 is going through its closing formalities at about now in Algiers. After 8 days of exhibition, policy dialogues, and investment deals designed to boost trade between countries on the continent and the rest of the world. Nigeria's former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, who chairs the IATF Advisory Council, delivered remarks at the closing ceremony within the last hour.
At this point, I am glad to say to you that we are now here for celebration. We gathered here today with a sense of accomplishment and satisfactory feeling of great success as we draw the curtain on the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025 here in Algiers, Algeria. It has been a week of vibrant exchanges, dynamic partnerships, as we draw on a shared mission for a prosperous Africa, as we draw on peace and shared mission for a prosperous Africa, as we draw in exhibition halls to the insightful panel discussions. IATF 2025 has exceeded all expectations and targets and we have set for us.
Still in the region, Afreximbank has launched the African Trade and Distribution Company at the ongoing Intra-Africa Trade Fair 2025 in Algiers to boost large-scale trade in raw materials, minerals, and value-added products across the continent. The initiative unveiled through the Fund for Export Development in Africa is a collaboration with Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms, Equitane, DMCC, and the AFCFTA Secretariat. Afreximbank has pledged $1 billion to fund ATDC's operations, including goods aggregation, logistics, distribution networks, and financing for subsidiaries. In global news, multilateral development banks delivered a record $137 billion in global climate finance in 2024, a 10% rise driven primarily toward low and middle income economies, according to a joint report led by the European Investment Bank and the African Development Bank Group. MDBS also mobilized an additional $134 billion in private climate finance, a 33% increase from 2023. Low and middle income economies received $85.1 billion, with $58.8 billion for mitigation and $26.3 billion for adaptation. The findings will feed into COP30 happening this November in Brazil, where countries are tasked with scaling climate finance to $1.3 trillion annually by 2025. In Kenya, the Nairobi Securities Exchange, in partnership with ALN Kenya, KenInvest, and Equity Bank, hosted a high-level investor roadshow in Dubai yesterday. The event positioned the NSE as a strategic entry point for Middle East investors seeking exposure to Africa's growth opportunities, with focus sectors including banking, telecommunications, energy, agribusiness, and infrastructure. The roadshow brought together investors, listed companies, and regulators to drive dialogue and expand cross-border investment inflows. In Botswana, President Duma Boko has officially launched the country's first sovereign wealth fund, a landmark move designed to reduce dependence on diamonds and safeguard long-term prosperity. The fund will channel surplus resources into strategic investments, strengthen economic resilience, and support a more sustainable future for Botswana. Finally, on News Now today, Old Mutual Limited has reported a decline in first half 2025 profit, with attributable profit dropping to 4.10 billion rand from 5.24 billion rand a year earlier. Basic earnings per share also fell 0.961 rand from 1.202 rand. Insurance revenue, however, rose 6.7% to 14.24 billion rand. The board declared an interim dividend of 0.37 rand per share, up from 0.34 rand last year, payable on October 6 for Johannesburg shareholders and November 3 for London shareholders. I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it for News Now today. The show returns shortly with Grace at the archives room for our markets round. Stick around.
This annual gathering represents not just a meeting of minds, but a powerful platform for important debate on the future of our continent. A future where energy security and sustainability are within reach.
African countries account for almost 20% of the global population, but only for 4% of the world's total energy investment. Now, this imbalance should be ringing an alarm bell for all of us.
Our priority must continue to be to end energy poverty for all Africans, as well as create an enabling environment where the oil and gas industry can thrive, be beneficial for local content, as well as be responsible with the environment.
Visit www.aecweek.com to register today. The African Energy Week, it's
Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for our market updates. Hello there, Grace.
Hi, Melissa. Now let's track today's market, starting off with the equities. Here in Nigeria, the NGX All-Share Index closed higher, gaining 0.41%. The BRVM in Abidjan also inched up 0.18%. In North Africa, the EGX advanced 0.83%. while Morocco's MASI led regional gains with a strong 1.50% rise. While in South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange gained 0.35%. Now let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The Rand is 0.05% to 17.54 Rand per dollar, while the Egyptian pound weakened 0.34%. The CFA franc firmed 0.55%, and the Kenyan shilling edged up 0.02% to 129.22 per dollar. Meanwhile, the Moroccan dirham added 0.11%, and the naira gained 0.19% to 1,506 naira 47 kobo at the official window. Let's switch things into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Brent crude rose 1.04% to $67.08 per barrel, while US WTI also gained 1.07%. Natural gas, however, dropped 2.89%, while Arabian gasoline added 0.24% to $1.99 as of 12:52 GMT. Finally, to soft prices, cocoa gained 1.27%, as coffee also gained 0.93%. Cotton edged up 0.69%, while palm oil slipped 1.31%. Sugar was up 0.61% to $16.59 as at 12:55 GMT. And that's our Money Moves markets today. Over to you, Melissa.
Grace, thank you very much for those market updates. And that's it on today's edition of Money Moves. From all of us here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching and bye for now.